Right, so today I'll be installing a Stahlbus brake lead screw. I ordered this directly from Stahlbus USA, and I think it cost me a little bit less than $50 with shipping and taxes. Here it is. I installed the bleed screw as well as the dust seal, the dust cap that came with it. Essentially what this is this replaces the stock bleed valve on the front brake caliper of my KTM, the brembo brake caliper, and the right size for me is M8 125 16mm. That's the right size, and the guys over at Stahlbus helped me find the right size, and it looks like a pretty nice piece. And the reason I'm really doing this is because the stock bleed valve started leaking. So after I did brake bleed, or rather it was just a fluid change, I noticed that my brake lever started feeling mushy, and then it kept getting worse every time I rode it. And when I tried to bleed it again, I noticed there was a little bit of brake fluid on the valve itself. So looks like it's leaking brake fluid every time I pull the lever in, and what that means is every time I release the lever, it's probably sucking air back in. And I looked around like on KTM Talk and other forums, and looks like this is a fairly common problem with the stock bleed valves. So I decided to upgrade to this one, and essentially this one, not only is it better made and it's expected to seal better and not leak, it's also a check valve, meaning it's a one-way valve. So it lets the brake fluid go out, but wouldn't let air get sucked back in. And if I remove this real quick here. So that's with the cap removed, and you can see right here is the valve screw, and when you turn it a half turn, it lets fluid out but not air back in. And if you really want to reverse bleed it or use a vacuum or something to that effect, then you could open it 1.5 turn, and then it just behaves like the stock valve, where if you're not careful you can suck air back in, but it's meant to reverse bleed it. So I'm going to give this a shot today and see how it goes. Okay, so just for reference, here's how bad the brake has gotten. So this is where it's supposed to stop, but look at all this mushiness. See? It's going in quite some bit. So it's gone really bad, and I can almost get it up to the handlebar. So it's really mushy and really bad. So it'll be easy for me to tell that it's working fine. I hope this works out. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so first I'm going to take out the stock bleed valve, and then I'm going to replace it with this Stahlbus one. Take this cap off. So this one is a 10mm. And I have the right torque settings already set. So this one is supposed to be tightened to 10 Newton meters. This is inch pounds, so this is around 88.5 inch pounds. Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot. That should be it. Okay, so now I'm going to bleed the brakes. So the first thing I do is I loosen this up just a little bit so I can make my the master cylinder reservoir flat, so that way it stays level and doesn't leak out of here when I open the cap. This is the T20 Torx bit, and I'm just going to take the cap off. Down here to bleed this, I have this little tube. This is actually a Motion Pro brake bleeder, and this is supposed to be a check valve also, so it prevents fluid and air from getting sucked back in. And plus now I have the Stahlbus, so this is, I'm hoping this really prevents anything from coming back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the brake lever in a bunch of times to build up some pressure, and then I'm going to turn this one a half a turn, and that's when it's supposed to let you bleed the system. So let's give it a shot. Okay, should be half a turn. I'm going to top this up. And keep going. Alright, so previously I tried to regularly bleed this, but somehow that did not work for me. Looks like there's enough air in the line where just the regular bleed wasn't able to get it all out. So today I'm going to try to reverse bleed it, and this is my first time attempting a reverse bleed. So this is what I did. I ordered this syringe from Amazon, and it came with its own tube, but that wasn't the right size. So I got this clear vinyl tube from Home Depot, which is the outer diameter is 5/16 and the inner diameter is 3/16, and it works perfectly for the bleed valve as well as the syringe. So I put a little zip tie here so it doesn't pop out of here, and I was going to do the same here, but looks like it's fitting extremely snugly, so I'm just going to give it a shot without a zip tie. I think it should be okay. And then I put a little zip tie here and used a bungee cord to hold it upright because I don't want to get any more air in the system. So if you notice, there's no air bubbles here, and there was a little one that formed here when I put the tube on, but as long as you keep the syringe the right way up, the air bubble rose up, and now there's only brake fluid in the line because I don't want to push any air into the valve, obviously. And now I'm going to have to open this bleed screw a turn and a half, because otherwise it's a check valve. It won't let the fluid back in. So I'm going to give that a shot. And what I have also done is I have a rag around the master cylinder reservoir, and I use another little syringe to take as much fluid as I could out of this because I'm going to put more fluid in. So I'm going to give it a shot. Okay, so I've done it once now. I pushed enough fluid so the master cylinder reservoir is now full. There's a little air bubbles here, which means air did indeed come out of this, and I have the valve closed now, and I can tell it feels a lot better. I could just leave it at this, but I think I'm going to do it one more time. So I'm going to suck this out again, and I'm going to do it one more time, but this already feels really good.